Alright, today we're going to solve equations with variables on both sides. To kind of get us into that, we're going to start with the word problems that are in your notes, and then we will work some problems that are not related to word problems. On these word problems, we are supposed to define a variable and write an equation to represent the relationship. Then we're going to solve the equation. Alright, so on number 12 it says, 3 times the sum of a number and 4 is the same as 18 more than the number. Alright, so the variable, let's just let n be the number that we're talking about. Alright, and for the equation, we need to find kind of all the math words and anything that we need to write down into the equation. So I'm going to read through and we're going to write things down as we read them. It says 3 times. So 3 multiplies the sum of. So I've got to have a plus sign. But 3 is going to multiply this sum. So what I want to do is use parentheses, and inside the parentheses you put the plus sign. Because 3 has to multiply the sum of a number and 4. So n and 4. Then it says is the same as. That means equals. Then it says 18 more than. More than, we should know, means plus. So it's 18 plus the number. Okay, so we have to know our special words. That there is our equation. Alright, we're going to solve the equation. Remember, anytime we have parentheses with a number on the outside, that indicates that we need to use distribution. So we're going to do that first. 3n plus 3 times 4, which is 12, is going to equal, and if you don't like the 18 plus n and you'd rather write it as n plus 18, you can definitely do that. Alright, so now this is different than all equations we've solved so far. There is an n on both sides of the equation. Goal number 1, get variables together. Okay? So maybe I want to move n to the side where there's 3n. Since n is currently positive, I would subtract n on both sides of the equation. 3n minus n is 2n plus 12 equals 18. Okay, then I just continue with my inverse operations. I subtract 12 on both sides. So I get 2n equals 6. Divide by 2 on both sides. N is going to be 3. Okay. Number 13. A number decreased by 30 is the same as 14 minus 3 times the number. Again, let n be the number. And again, we're going to go through and find all of our math words. First off, a number, okay, that's n, decreased by, that's subtraction, 30, is the same as, that means equals, 14 minus 3 times, so 3 times the number. So 3 times the number. Alright, again, there are variables on both sides of this equation. I don't have any parentheses this time, so now I can just focus on getting the variables together. So this negative 3n, I could move it onto the other side if I add 3n to both sides. So plus 3n on both. n plus 3n is 4n, and then you got your minus 30, and then you've got 14 on this side. These 3n's are going to cancel there. And then we use our inverse operations. We're going to add 30 to both sides. So that 4n is equal to 44. And then if you divide by 4 on both sides, n will equal 11. Alright, those were our word problems. Next, I wanted to talk about some of the other problems on the paper. So I'm just going to start with number 8. and we're going to work 8, 9, 10, and 11. Number 8, you're going to have 4x plus 5 minus 2x equals 8x plus 5 minus 4x. I see variables on both sides of the equation. However, if I look just at the left-hand side, I'm going to go ahead and draw my divider here. Just the left-hand side, I see that I need to combine my like terms. 4x minus 2x is 2x, and then plus 5. Same thing on the right. I have 8x minus 4x, that is 4x, and then plus 5. Alright, now we should try to get our variables on the same side. So I'm going to take and subtract 2x on both sides. Subtract, subtract. So I've got 5 equals, and 4x minus 2x is 2x, and then plus 5. Now I'm going to continue trying to get x by itself, so I subtract 5 on both sides. 5 minus 5 is 0, and then 2x on this side. Divide by 2 on both. X is going to be, hey, 0 divided by 2 is 0, so x can be 0. Okay, let's try number 9. Number 9, 5x plus 3 minus x equals negative 12 plus 5x plus 8. Alright, again, variables on both sides, no parentheses, so no need for distribution. But on the left-hand side, I need to combine like terms. I have a 5x minus x. That's 4x plus 3. On the right-hand side, I only have 5x, but I have negative 12 and positive 8, which makes negative 4. Okay, now I'm going to get my x's on the same side. So I'm going to subtract 4x on both sides, and that leaves me 3 equals 5x minus 4x is x, bring my negative 4. Now all I have to do is add 4 to both sides, and x equals 7. Alright, 2 more and we'll be done. Alright, so the next one, number 10, is negative 10 plus 3x plus 2x equals negative 3x plus 10 plus 4. Alright, I bet you can guess if there's no parentheses, no distribution. But we should combine our like terms on the left, so that's 5x minus 10 equals. And then negative 3x, but we should combine positive 10 and positive 4 to make positive 14. Alright, now we need to get our x's on the same side. Do you see how on the right it says negative 3x? So that means I should add 3x to both sides. Alright, so 5x and 3x is 8x, and you got your minus 10. That equals 14. I'm now going to proceed to add 10 to both sides. And I've got 8x equals 24. Divide by 8. So that means that the x has to be 3. Alright, last but not least, number 11. You got 5x minus 3 minus 7x equals 4 minus 10x plus 5. Alright, again, combine like terms. 5x and negative 7x is negative 2x. And then you've got a minus 3 there as well. On this side, I've got a negative 10x, and then I've got a positive 4 and a positive 5, which makes a positive 9. I'm going to get my x's together. So I think I want to do plus 2x here, and obviously got to add it to the other side as well. This was a negative 2x, so I add a positive 2x. So on this side it's negative 3, negative 10x, and 2x is negative 8x, and I got my plus 9. Then I'm going to subtract 9 on both sides, giving me negative 12 equals negative 8x. Since we want x to be by itself, we divide by negative 8. And finally, x is going to equal a positive 3 halves, or 1.5. Alright, so let's do a quick summarization of steps. The first step is to distribute if needed. So distribute if there are parentheses. Oops. Alright, step number 2 is to combine like terms. Step number 3 is to get the variable on the same side, or the variables on the same side. And then finally, step number 4 is use inverse operations to get x by itself, which is the same thing as solving for x.